drains the three. He's 2 away from Reggie. Next possession. Comes off the screen. You know what he's going to do. Money. 1 away now. Second quarter. Going to create some space, a little hesitation move. And then in Mike Conley's face, hits the 3. Curry tying Miller. Throwing up the 31 in homage to Miller. Then it's Draymond. Right back to Steph. And there it is right there. Passing Reggie. Here's how it sounded, 95.7.
Off the screen. Curry dribbles in, cruising the baseline. Hook pass to Draymond. Back to Curry. Quick release. It's up and good. It's a 3. And Stephen Curry is now second place all-time in the three-point caravan. 2,561. Only Ray Allen has made more in the NBA.
Took him just over 11 seasons to do it. Took Reggie 18, and Ray Allen's numbers coming soon, too. Donovan Mitchell stole the show, though. He's been called out, been challenged by Shaq. I think the big fella's going to like this. Floater is good. Jazz up 12. They're up 27. Mitchell showing his range now. Hitting the 3. Curry and the Warriors down by 30 at the half. Third quarter, more from the Jazz, but this one was about Steph Curry passing Reggie Miller, who, by the way, joined up on the post-game interview.
He's remained pretty firm that he thinks long-term that, it is your best defensive unit. Where are you at on it?
It's work in progress, obviously. The numbers aren't great, but we just trying to figure it out. Obviously, offensively, if we don't make shots, it's a sense of urgency. There's a lot of that pressure and expectation on us defensively. And night to night, we got to be a little bit smarter on what the other team does well in terms of, our defensive strategy. Especially a team like tonight. In Utah, they shoot the ball extremely well. Have been for a while, and we gave them, a lot of easy looks. And in the league, it's not a surprise if guys make them. So they jumped out to a huge lead, and it puts a lot of pressure on us offensively to come down and, create, make plays. And we fought for the most part down, the last 6 minutes of that first quarter, make it respectable. Just couldn't put anything together and sustain it to make it a game. So we do have stuff to figure out, obviously. I don't have the answers right now.
Steph, what did it mean to you to pass Reggie on the three-pointer list?
It's special. I was trying to enjoy it in the middle of the game because I knew it was on the horizon, and I knew how much I looked up to him growing up, watching him play against my dad, emulating a lot of things he did, moving out the ball. I always said him and Steve Nash, I tried to put those two players together. Oh! What up, Reg? And so that's pretty dope. So I was trying, obviously we're getting our head beat tonight, and I was trying to still enjoy it. I think I threw up the 31 after I made the third one because I knew that was a big one. And then to make that fourth one in the third quarter was pretty special. So something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Understanding that him and Ray, what up, Base? Him and Ray were, the epitome of shooting the basketball. And it's kind of weird. I always said, I think longevity and accuracy, and just being able to stretch the limits of what it means to shoot the three ball at that level. It's pretty crazy to be at this point now.
We have a question from Riker. I think you're on mute.
Congratulations, Mr. Curry, on all your jerseys and shorts.
Thank you so much, Riker. I appreciate it, man. I see you wearing the jersey. I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot to be right there with the whole Miller family. So I appreciate you, bro.
And we speak for a lot of people around the world, Steph. Number one, congratulations. This is an unbelievable achievement, but the work is not done. Obviously, I know you're chasing Ray, but you are an inspiration to so many little ones like mine. And I'm just so proud of all the work because I know what goes into that. I know the countless hours when it's easy to, go hang with your boys, hit the club, sleep, do other things, but you're in the lab getting your work done. So the sacrifices, obviously, with your family, you're an unbelievable father and family man. And I know there's sacrifices that come with that. And the blend that you have with your family in basketball and Dub Nation, the Millers are very proud of you, especially this little guy. He is your number one fan. So thank you so much for what you have done, my friend.
That means a lot, Reg. I appreciate it. Like you said, I know I have a lot more to take, but to try to live out all those, that competitive juice, the work that goes in, the appreciation of every game I get to play, and to shoot the ball at this level. Obviously doing a lot of other things, but to follow your footsteps in that regard, it means a lot. So I appreciate the support. You and Ray have been, if I'm chasing any record, to have two guys that have reached back and encouraged me the way that y'all have, it means a lot. So I'll pass that torch on as well. But I appreciate you, man. And thanks for all the support. It means a lot.
Don't leave too much room because this could be coming.
All records are meant to be broken. We know that.
That is true. Hold on, let me get it right since I shot with my. There you go. You need that follow through for me.
I shoot a shot.
On this loss tonight against the Utah Jazz, he's going to react. Can't wait to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, Utah came out on fire. They executed their offense beautifully. We weren't rotating well, but they really spaced us out. And 14-0, before you knew it. And I think you said 19-2. So it was a rough go out there. And we climbed back in it. Our second group did a good job getting back in it, but obviously it was not our night.
ESPN kind of uncovered a stat about Steph in that starting lineup. His usage rate, is significantly lower in that lineup. Why do you think that is? And is that an issue if he's just used a lot less in a particular lineup?
Well, I think, there's a lot that goes into all that. We see all the numbers and all the combinations and there's plenty of theories that we could talk about, but I'm going to leave that for you guys to assess and figure out. We talk about everything internally, obviously as a coaching staff, and we're well aware of combinations that are working that aren't, well aware of Steph's usage rate. So, as I've said to you guys, it's going to take us 20 games to figure out where we really want to be with our rotation. And we're at 16 now, and I think we're getting a pretty good look at everything. And we've just had two bad losses in a row. We've got to assess everything, no doubt.
You've been pretty firm that doesn't include the starting lineup. Would you now say it does?
What I've been firm about is the main thing I've been firm about is that we're a team that has just been put together we're a team with a lot of moving parts. We just played a team that's been together for years, and you see how important continuity is. And we don't have any continuity on this team, and I think that has been apparent, throughout the early part of the season. We have our moments, but we have to continue to try to build something that we can rely on night after night. And the main thing is our defense. We have to be playing with energy and focus, and we got to get after it at that end of the floor. But there's no doubt that we have to assess everything as a staff, as an organization. How we're looking at this season, what our goals are. Everything is up for adjustments.
Coach Chris Alvarez from ABC7. It was hard to hear on the broadcast, but what was the sound like in the arena, even though it was on the road when Steph actually broke the record or got in second place?
I didn't even notice. I don't notice that kind of stuff, but I'm sure Steph would have preferred doing it in a more consequential game.
Sure.
Hey, Steve. It seems like you guys were getting a lot of mid-range shots or kind of forced into those looks throughout the game. How much of that was just Rudy Gobert's presence in the paint?
Well, I think the most disappointing aspect of this game, Wes, and the last game is the number of times we did not move the ball on to the other side of the floor. We're getting it, attacking a closeout, 1-2 dribbles, or maybe we're in our offense. We turn the corner and everybody's looking to shoot. The ball's got to move. We have always preached ball movement here. I was very proud of the young guys in the fourth quarter. Nico came in, had 4 assists in about 8 minutes, and ball started to hop. Juan Toscano Anderson, does a good job of moving the ball. We've got to understand that, especially when you're playing against Mitchell Robinson or Rudy Gobert, you've got to look to get the ball swung. You can't just keep attacking a shot blocker or pulling up for mid-range shots. Got to be drive and kick. That's the name of the game.
Steve, what elements are hardest to be patient about right now?
Well, everything, Monty. I mean, we want to establish something. We think we're good enough to compete and play at a high level. And we've had those moments this year. But as Bill Parcells once said, you are what your record says you are. We're a 500 team. And so the frustration the last couple nights has been our defense and the ball sticking. And so, my job as head coach and our job as a staff is to figure out, is this the direction we're going to stay on, or do we want to make some changes and rotationally and take a different course?
Every time this man's on the floor, you got to be tuned in. He may do something wild. There's a different energy to this man's game.
He came out looking like a man on a mission.
Yeah, he is eating the Blazers for dinner tonight. Draymond finds him another 3. 62!
You the Jordan meme, right? I take all that personally.
Get it, Steph. Taking 2021 seriously, guys. 62. And here's the thing. It wasn't just against anybody. It was against the Blazers, a really good team. So, Stephen A., what did the performance tell you about him?
Well, it just reminded me that this is the greatest shooter since mankind existed. I've never seen a shooter greater than Steph Curry. I mean, it's off the dribble, it's spot up, it's anywhere on the floor, it's his movement without the basketball, it's catch and shoot, it's taking you off the dribble, it's spotting up. This brother is the greatest shooter we have ever seen, period. And when you take that into consideration and you just tickle your imagination as to when Clay gets back, the Golden State Warriors will be back at the very least in the conference finals because they're just too lethal of marksmen to ignore. I want to put this into consideration. Steph Curry is considered to be struggling. He is averaging 32 points on 45% shooting from the field, 36% shooting from three-point range, and that's considered struggling. Oh, by the way, he's shooting 98% from the free throw line. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. This is who he is. The first 10 years of his career, this man has shot better than 40% from three-point range. The first 10 years of his career. We celebrate people who do it once. And this dude did it the first 10 years. He is the greatest shooter man has ever seen. I know it sounds hyperbolic. It's not. It is not an exaggeration. I don't care whether you bring in Bird, whether you bring in Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Chris Mullin. I don't give a damn. There has never been a shooter this great. And when Clay gets back, look the hell out. Golden State is going to be immediately back in championship contention. And by the way, I like that kid Wiseman.
Well, he's clearly the greatest shooter ever. He's a mobile artillery unit because he can go get his own shot, and he invented shooting it from a million miles away, which created even more space. You know, everyone's like, how can you change the NBA? Make it a 4-point shot if it's farther away. So it didn't occur to people, no, it's all right to shoot it from 10 feet behind the arc if you can hit it regularly, which he can, which opens up the whole offense. He revolutionized the game. And by the way, for years, I thought he was not a clutch shooter, Stephen A. I saw it in the playoffs. I don't care what anyone says. You go back and look at the highest leverage moments. I thought, why is Steph not as good here as he normally is? Shooting the ball. Even that started to change. Even that started to change. You know, that started to change. Given enough reps, he's now deadly in the clutch with the ball in his hand. It wasn't always that way. It is now. This is what I was thinking yesterday. This is what I took from the performance. And like a lot of people, I was watching football and keeping track of what was going on in the basketball game. Oh, my God, Steph went for, 31 at the half. Now he's up to 40-something. Now he's up to 50-something, 62. Stephen A., there have been more athletic point guards than Steph, obviously. Allen Iverson or Russell Westbrook, MVPs who are clearly more gifted athletically overall, right? There have been better two-way point guards than Steph Curry. Chris Paul or Isaiah Thomas, right, or John Stockton. There have been players who've done a lot of what Steph has done. Steve Nash, although Steph is really Nash 2.0 because he doesn't need to monopolize the ball. It doesn't stick with him, and he shoots it even better than Nash. But when I look at the history of the NBA, you take away Magic Johnson, right? Modern NBA, take away Magic, who's 6'8", 6'9". He is a point guard, and he's the greatest ever. But I'm talking about of the regular-sized point guards. Steph's the best who ever did it. He's the greatest of all time. And for all the reasons I just mentioned. Ball doesn't stick. Unselfish player who can score from anywhere, who makes all his teammates better shooters. And by the way, he's not a good defender because he's not big. He's wiry. He's not so long. But he plays defense. It's not like he's not there. Go ahead.
Steph Curry the other day in practice, Max, made 105 straight three-pointers. 105.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Straight three-pointers without a miss. Steve Kerr had the joke of the year when he sat up there and said he choked. He didn't get to 106. You understand? 105 straight. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.